Okay, our final health and fitness tip is the concept that success leaves clues. And what I mean by that is anybody that's enjoying success in any area of their lives, health and fitness, their job, their family, usually there's some habits, there's some things that they're doing that we can replicate to attain similar success. And so when it comes to health and fitness, in my experience working with people over the past 20 plus years in group settings, one-on-one, I've found some really common traits that we can identify. And so it's tough to kind of boil those down in a little 3-minute video like this, but I'll give you the main ones. Number one is that people that get in shape and stay in shape, they have a big enough reason to do so. Okay, and what I mean by that is they have had an experience where perhaps they lost a loved one at a young age. Maybe their father died of a heart attack when he was young, or they've had a co-worker, become ill and pass away, and they have felt that sort of if this person had taken better care of their health, they might still be with us, right? Or they have a situation where they themselves have a health scare or go to the doctor says, hey, you have high blood pressure, you have diabetes, you need to exercise, you need to get in shape. And they have this sort of big goal to be around for their children. They have this big goal to, live a happy and satisfying life. Or they just, one day they look in the mirror and they're like, no, I can't do this anymore. So they have this big enough reason to change. People that generally say, well, I need to get in shape because my high school reunion and I want to fit into this suit I'm wearing, right? Or, well, I'm going to a wedding and I want to fit into my dress. Yeah, that's okay, but those really aren't big reasons to make a permanent lifestyle change. So number one is to have a big enough reason. The second thing that's a really big one is that people who succeed in their health and fitness, the area of health and fitness, generally make it a habit. In other words, they have the self-discipline to make exercise, healthy eating a habit. They don't decide each week, well, what days can I work out and what should I do and is it okay to eat this? They make it a habit so they don't have to decide. It's a little like if you've ever been kind of driving and it's raining outside and someone is jogging and they have their kind of rain suit on, right? Or it's 27 degrees outside and someone's running and you're thinking, gee, is that person crazy? Maybe a little, but they decided a long time ago that every Tuesday at 9 o'clock, they were putting their running shoes on and they were running, and that's like non-negotiable, right? So you really have to make your exercise routine like a doctor's appointment or like going to work at 9 a.m. It's just something that's on the calendar and it gets done. Okay? It's not a thing where we sort of say, well, it'd be nice if I get to that. So that involves that sort of self-discipline aspect, developing self-discipline to make it a habit. This way you don't have to decide, it's just there, it's in your routine. Okay? So number one so far is to have a big enough reason. Number two is to make sure that we make it a habit. And number three is to really have the ability, and successful people in any field have the ability to be completely honest with themselves, right? Some people prove that denial is not just a river in Egypt, right? And you have to have the ability to be honest with yourself and know when you're falling down, know when you're not eating healthy, know when you're making excuses for yourself, and then have that discipline component to change that. But a lot of people, they get so used to making excuses and they sort of have their own story or narrative that they repeat over and over again, and they start to believe that, right? That it's impossible for them to find any time to work out, or they, well, if I eat less, I get headaches and I can't work and I'm unproductive, and they have this story that they tell to themselves and everybody else. So you have to have the ability to be honest. So of course, there's more habits, there's more traits, but for our short video today, those are the three main ones. So just to recap, number one is to have that big enough reason. Decide what that reason is for you, right? You have to sometimes picture and think, hey, what would it be like if, I didn't take care of myself and my kids lost me at a young age and I wasn't around for them. Boy, that can be a big enough reason, or whatever your big reason is, but have that big reason and lock onto it. Two is to make sure that we have the self-discipline to make exercise, healthy eating a habit. We can't just sort of willy-nilly it. It has to be on the schedule. We have to stick to it. We have to do it. Okay. And finally, number three is to just be honest with yourself. Okay. Don't live in a space where you're making up stories and excuses and you start to believe them. So those are that's our tip for the week. I hope you've enjoyed this series. Hope it's been helpful to you, and we look forward to seeing you soon. Take care.